Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the liberal loudmouth. So Kyle Kulinski just a few hours ago actually did a video that I wanted to play part of. I'm surprised I missed this clip from Fox News today, but let me just show you this video.
Is Maria Bartiromo, and they're going to talk about Bernie here. Kind of shocking what they say. Kind of shocking. Let's listen.
What about an economy in which we join the rest of the industrialized world, guarantee health care to all people as a human right, and where we don't pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs? Those are the issues.
Liz, there's a reason why he's so popular with independents. He sees it accurately. And by the way, the deep state
Look at
tried to
Kyle's
kill him,
face.
right? I mean, quote unquote, kill him. I mean, they wouldn't allow him to be the candidate. They wanted Hillary back in 2016, and then they did it to him again with Biden when they selected Kamala.
But you know what? Sanders is who he is. You may not agree with him, Maria, but he is authentic. He has stood for the same ideas, the same values all the time. And I have to say that has worked for him. And shame on the Democratic Party for basically not allowing him to have a seat at the table. And they paid a pretty heavy price for that. He could have been a candidate instead of Hillary. He could have been a candidate another time, but they wouldn't have it. And look where they are now.
That's exactly right. And that's why I respect him greatly.
Dog, this is Fox Business Network that's saying this. Why do you think they're saying this? Understand something. When Bernie ran in 2016 and 2020, they had not a single positive word to say about this man. Not one. Not one. Every word out of their mouth was crazy. He's crazy. Trump calls him Crazy Bernie. And they go, he's so.
Okay, so I want to pause there because I want to address this part of it. Yes, they did say those things, and they tried to label him as a socialist. But let me play you a clip because that's not all what they said about him, Kyle. You may not remember this, but let's take a look. This is a clip of Trump 4 years ago, I believe.
So I think it was a great win for Bernie Sanders. We'll see how it all turns out. They've got a lot of winning to do. I hope they treat him fairly. Frankly, I don't care who I run against. I just hope they treat him fairly. I hope it's not going to be a rigged deal because there's a lot of bad things going on, and I hope it's not going to be one of those. So we'll see what happens. But I congratulate Bernie Sanders, and if it's going to be him, he certainly has a substantial lead. We'll see what happens.
Will Bernie be the nominee?
I think so, unless they cheat him out of it. I think so. I think Bernie is looking more and more like he'll be the nominee, unless they cheat him out of it. A lot of people thought he was going to be the nominee last time, and that didn't work out. I think they're watching it very closely. I would imagine so.
Yeah, and that's been Trump's view of Bernie. Even back in 2016, I remember him saying positive things about Bernie. I believe even on stage when they were together, he had positive things to say about Bernie. See, here's the thing about Trump is Trump recognized that Bernie was essentially the Democrats' version of him, and that what Bernie was talking about was popular with pretty much everybody. I mean, we saw his rallies. This dude was amazingly popular, and Trump is spot on there that he would have won had they not rigged it against him, and they did exactly what Trump said. Yeah, I think he'll be the nominee unless they rig it, and that's what they did. So, yes, it is funny to see Fox Business talking about Bernie in that way because, yes, they did call him a socialist or whatever, but a lot of those people, even on Fox, have respected Bernie a great deal because Bernie has been the most consistent legislator for his entire life. This guy has been saying the same things since he was in college. I mean, he's right about everything. And I've been listening to Bernie since Air America, like right when XM Radio came out. I started listening to Bernie when he would come on the Tom Hartman program with Brunch with Bernie. And he's been consistent the whole time. His messaging has been consistent. And Trump recognized that. He knew it was a threat, but I think he also knew that the Democrats, the establishment, or what he would call the deep state, was going to rig it. And that's exactly what they did. And it's unfortunate because Bernie would have mopped the floor with that dude. He would have absolutely mopped the floor with that guy. And it's sad that we're here now, but I just wanted to correct the record. But the reason that they're doing this now in such a large way is, first of all, because Bernie has come out in agreement with them on some of the policies, which, cutting some of the spending. Even I'm okay with that, especially the Defense Department. We spend way too much money on the Pentagon and just Department of Defense. They can't find half the shit they spend anyway. They've failed their audits constantly. So I'm okay with that. Like RFK with the, getting the crap out of food. Absolutely 100%. They need to get all the preservatives and all the crap out of the food that'll make the food last on the shelf for over a year. That stuff is ridiculous. So on those things, I agree with the Republicans on. But another reason that they're doing this is that they want to pluck some of the people that are just sick and tired of the establishment Democrats continuing to do the same thing over and over again and continuing to lose. And Republicans know that if they can keep plucking them out, they'll get more votes, because the Bernie bros, as it were, which I've been labeled a Bernie bro, we were apt to switch positions and be like, well, you know what? If you're going to rig it, we'll burn it to the ground, right? We'll just let the chips fall where they may. And that's because we stand on principle. The Bernie bros stand on principle. We don't, give in. We don't capitulate. We believe what we believe. We know that it's right, and we stick to that. And they want to be able to pluck us from the Democrats. And it's going to be hard, because I look at the Republican Party and, my God, what is wrong with these people, right? There's no way unless you have like a centrist Republican, which are starting to become like unicorns these days, unless you have one of those, I'm going to vote for a Democrat. So there will be some Bernie bros who will be pluckable from the Democratic Party, and they know that, and that's why they're pandering to Bernie Sanders. But at the same time, they also, I believe, respect Bernie Sanders, even if they disagree, because, yes, they call him a socialist. Yeah, he's a communist, whatever. They say those things. But in reality, they know that his messaging is actually what the majority of Americans want. They know that. They're not so stupid to think that that isn't a popular message with everybody across the political spectrum. And it wouldn't surprise me to learn that actually the Republicans helped the DNC get rid of Bernie because they knew that he would win, or at least they knew he had a better chance of winning than Hillary Clinton did. Anyway, that's my response to that. Shout out to Kyle for catching that clip. I didn't even see that. That's pretty awesome, though, to hear that, because Bernie's message, while Bernie may not be the guy that's carrying that torch forward, hopefully in 2028, the DNC will have woken up. I doubt it. We're probably, because I've seen polling where they wanted to run Kamala again in 2028. These people are nuts. That is a mistake. In fact, I don't think they should run another female candidate for some time. And I hate to say that because I'm ready for a female president, but it's just not a good maneuver to try and force this stuff in there. It's like, well, either you vote for a female or you vote for authoritarians, because as we saw in this last election, America's like, okay, I'll vote for an authoritarian instead of a female. I mean, there was a lot more to it than that, but, there were a lot of people that didn't vote for her simply because of what she had between her legs, and that's sad. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you in the next video. Peace.